Right, here we have Derry's Yard shunting puzzle. It's difficult to see in the camera what wagon is where, but numerically we've got 1 to 7. The principle of the puzzle, you pick up a card and it tells you an order of 4 wagons that have to go in there. First numbered has to be first in. So what we've got is 2653, which we've got to find. And we've noted that number 2 and number 3 are in there. So we've got to do a bit of juggling. So let's see how we go. Now this is number 4. And that is going to have to go into there. I shall have to use the loop to put the 2 wagons that have got to go in there. Now then, what you cannot do is drop 1 wagon off the loco, because the loco is still in the point on the curve and the Kadees do not like that. So we've got that one off. Now we can change the point and come back through the curve. We now have to get number 7 out, which is the far end one. What you can do is extract a wagon off a wagon, where you can't take a single wagon off the loco. So let's just see if it works. It should do. The Kadees have a mind of their own. Well, so far so good. We want those 2 in this siding, so we'll return them back home. Now what we've got to do is make room in there for those 2. And I've just made a driving error knowing the puzzle, but actually we'll live with it for the time being. And that's number 2 and number 3. Now we want them out of the way. There is usually room to leave 1 wagon up here. And as we said, you can usually drop a wagon off a wagon, but not always. And this is one of these, not always. No, it's not going to play ball, so let's just do that, and we're now into free shunt, or should be. Right, now what I'm going to have to do in the short term, because I've pulled these wagons out before I have correctly placed these 2. There's a sequence that you more or less need to follow for the darn thing to work, and talking, I have forgotten this true sequence. What I've got to do is get these 2 wagons into the loop, because that is going to allow me to get the locomotive to the other side of them, to be able to push them in there. Here's where we use the free shunt. tight. And you often pick up the one wagon that you don't particularly want. Space is very, very tight, which is of course part of the problem that you've got. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to dump this one back, if it'll play ball, and we'll park that right back there. Right, now we can come forward. Now before I can put those two away, I've got to get number 3 out. Now then, one of the things that you can do, sometimes you can work with putting 2 wagons in, other times you can't. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to put them in one at a time, because I've got this no, I'm in trouble. My memory tells me, quite rightly, that I cannot get that number of wagons into the available space. So I'm going to have to leave that behind there. I can now park number 4 back into there. We can now come and pick up number 7 and put number 7 away. I can now forget about the 3 wagons in that side, because I have now removed from this set the ones that I need. Now number 2 is going to be first in, so how are we going to achieve that? I think what we will probably do number 2 and park it in the front of the loop. We can now park number 2 there. There is enough room to be able to push number 2 down to the end. Now then, luckily in this we had one easy solution. Those 2 are together and in the right order, which is 5 and 6. Target riding these things is a bit of a pain. We can now leave number 2 there. In fact, we'll go right up so I can clear that point. We will now come back. We'll pick up wagons 5 and 6. And what we can now achieve, whoops, too much throttle, I'm getting impatient now. There is just enough room to gently push against the stops to get the 3 wagons. So we said we want a 2653. Well, we've now got 265. The only problem with 3 is it's the wrong side of the loco. So all we have to do is a quick run around the loop. And it's easy enough done. Remember, we can't take a wagon off the loco in the point. We can put that back there. We can now backtrack all the way around the loop. Pick up number 3. And exercise completed. We have now got wagons 2, 6, 5, 3, and then the siding 1, 4 and 7. Take another card out, and there's always another puzzle to follow.